not good. It's not good at all. You know,
All right, so
it's
let's talk
not good
about
at all.
what can we do. What can we do? What do you? Okay, so let's say, look, what's up with my joint, man? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's make it about me. Let's make it personal. Let's make it personal. I'm gonna make it about me, man. What do I have to? What are my concerns, man? Like, how do you think this is gonna affect me? You know my personal
You
situation.
can't
Don't
use
be
you
personal.
because everybody's not structured like you.
Okay. Okay. Then you okay. Okay, so let's say
I
someone
don't
who.
want to do that part.
All right, let's say
I'll say as much
let's
as I can say with that. You in the game, like you're good. As long as you ain't banging and going to get new, running up inquiries and going trying to get brand new lines, like within a 4-month period, 6-month period, more than you need them, you're good, you're golden. Because it's still gonna be, they're still gonna use this on new accounts. So regardless of what you already got, the new ones, it might be hit or miss, or they may be asking for, secondary information. But I feel like with this type of implication, this type of system, it's gonna be a yes or a no, and it is what it is. They're not gonna go against the grain because it came directly from them. But I can't put it past them because we know how crooked these so-called banks are.
I mean, you know how crooked the banks are, but you know those cats that's working right there at the counter, at the desk when you walk in, they ain't finna play no games with their jobs, man. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Unless
That's why you
you
gotta
got
be on
a
the internet.
man. Okay, so all right, so they said by June of 2020. So we looking at about 6.5 months or something, maybe more, a little more than that. So I remember we was talking, and I'm just gonna put it out there. I know you said, um, how many do you think in the network of our people that we know privately? How do I say this, man? Okay, so because I know there's people listening to the show, and they're like, "Oh shit," and they understand exactly. Man, excuse my language. I try not to swear on them. Look, and they understand exactly what I'm saying, and they understand exactly what we're saying. And they're like, "All right, man, look, what can I do now? How many do we? How many people can we take care of or try to help out with this situation, like right now, like ASAP, before? Because we want to get them in a certain position." Because it's coming. It says right here, June, man, June 2020,
And
man.
anything beyond 10 is gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be too much. So 10.
10. So that's 10 people.
We can
If y'all
probably still
listening,
help other people after the fact, but like with the ones that we got and how we doing it, just 10, because that's kind of strenuous and tedious, but it's worth it. Because we still need that. We still have to use certain protocol to make sure that it's clean and there's no dead man's number, and it's not no criminal charges on it, and no back taxes, no tax liens, no inmates.
Yeah, it hasn't already been burned up, basically. Because that happens. I know that happens a lot. I've heard some horror stories of people getting CPN, paying all the money for it, and then they try to build a credit, and there's some sort of alert or bankruptcy on there.
I burned myself. I snitched on myself. The first one I had. I ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah. Moving too fast, man. They like, oh, the fraud. Whoa, all right, nope. Yeah, no, let's not do that. It's tedious, man. But you do it. You got it. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you business, but you know what them things do.
Yeah, I know what them things do. Look, man. Hey, I speak when I do this show, y'all. I try to speak on levels. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might listen to what I'm saying and hear something, and then another person may listen to me and hear something else. So on the level, like the level where I'm really trying to reach y'all at, on the level, yo, this is big. This is big. This is bigger than what they did on May 13th. Man, this is big. This is big. And if you at all ever was thinking about getting on this dance and doing this dance, I hate to rush and be on some impending doom stuff, but Man, they put this out September 6th, which means we're a couple months late. But yeah, man, I appreciate you bringing this to my attention, man. This is big. So okay, so I get a lot of well, the foundation. Let's be real. The foundation gets a lot of newsletters from the government, from the IRS, from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, from the FTC. You know, just to stay informed. You know, I like to be informed. You know, with what's going on, because you know, this is what we do, and this is what we're concerned with. You know, we interfacing with the public, and we need to know and keep up with the public and what it's doing. At least try to be abreast. I didn't even catch this. They didn't even put this out. You know what I'm saying? So
they didn't want you to catch it.
Yeah, I didn't even catch. They didn't even put this out. And then on top of that, I know for a fact because I catch other stuff, and the IRS sends out a lot of stuff, a lot of informational stuff. I think I signed up for like what accountants and enrolled agents get, you know, that newsletter, whatever. Why not?
Yeah.
But they sent some stuff out a while back, man. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But they were like talking about how the deadline was coming for expired ITINs.
Yeah, that's gonna be their only option if they don't have a CP to use as a signer, and that's gonna be sloppy, man. You gotta keep renewing them. That's like getting a business in a state. You know, you gotta keep paying a renewal every year, and if you forget or something, you know, you're not on top of your stuff. You know, it's avoidable. You got options, but all you need is another address that's never been associated with yourself. You know, with your mail and your social and all that. LexisNexis is probably not your mama first sister, not your mama's sister. No, she too close. Cause LexisNexis knows that that's your auntie. Believe me.
For real.
So yeah, they know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Nah, I ain't finna say it on the air, man. But you know, man, you probably don't know what I was finna say. But they, I know I shook them up. They think mine is all right. Man, I'm trying to tell people, hey, y'all, man, look.
I know, man, but don't do that.
I know.
Don't do that.
I trust this brother, so I ain't gonna say nothing, man. But yeah, you can you know, do your dance. I'm just look, man.
You hit us up in the private, man. We can tell, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an attorney, lawyer, none of that. No
legal advice.
12, 13, none of that neither. So I'm gonna just keep it real. Stop signing your name as the surety. Like, read your contracts, man. Don't just, if you're gonna sign anything, I'm gonna tell you like this: if this guy Teron was in a situation and he had to sign his name on a unilateral contract, he's definitely gonna sign without prejudice on top of his signature and reserve all of his rights. Because if you don't reserve them, you waive them and start using the CP instead of your social and back out. You don't, you know, the law protects you from having to give up your CPN, but most of us are not agile or assertive enough, or you know, or have enough inner and overstanding of the law itself, and which ones rule over other ones, which ones have precedence, you know, to be game ready, game tight in a time of litigation. When somebody trying to bring action, it's not going to be when you're ready for it. It's going to be when you couldn't have been at a worse time. So the first step is to start signing your name different. And when you get your trust on, you know, you're in a fiduciary capacity. You're signing as a trustee or whatever office that you're working out of with regard to that entity. But it's time to really get out of this hocus pocus charade facade that we've been living in, because everybody going to work every day to go, you know, you go to work 8 hours a day or more to pay for the car that you're driving to work in and the house that you barely in every day. Like, what sense does that make, man? You know? That doesn't make sense. You don't have to do it that way, but you have to know the law to be able to work your way around that and at least invest in your private education and get in the first way. How you gonna be studying private education and you dancing in the public? I'm not even gonna talk about what type of dancing.
I'm telling you, fraudulent dancing
in the public.
funny dancing,
passing around insolvency, inequities. I mean, we're gonna have to do something, man. We're gonna talk off air about, I'm gonna leave something, just, I'm gonna put something together so, it can be dispersed. And I can't get a hold of, you can't get a hold of me anymore. If, I'm gonna go ahead and I feel like I need to do it.
Here we go. November 19th, Tuesday, issue number 2019-162. It's time again for folks to renew their ITINs. Here are some things to remember. Taxpayers with individual taxpayer identification numbers should find out if their number expires this year. If it does, they should renew it now to avoid delays with their refund when they file their taxes next year. An ITIN is a tax ID number used by taxpayers who don't qualify for Social Security number. Here's what these taxpayers need to know about which numbers are expiring and how to renew them. And it goes on to say, any ITIN with middle digits 83, 84, 85, 86, or 87, any ITIN not used on a tax return within the past 3 years. That's their criteria. So remember when I told you they do expire? That's how I knew, because I be getting those letters, those stuff from the IRS. And I get stuff from Social Security. Go ahead.
How, when they say use, what is their definition of use? Meaning one transaction within the period of 36 months?
What do you mean? What do you mean use?
They said use if you ain't used it in 3 years, right?
If you haven't used it to file a tax return in 3 years.
Okay, yeah, they got you on the hook, man.
So, and that's the thing with CPNs, they don't filing tax returns, they don't expire. But now these things, man, the new ones, I'm telling y'all, come June of 2020, it's over. It's a wrap. If you don't already have one and have it ready, it's done. And it usually takes longer than that to build them joints anyways, unless you got cake bands.
You're going to have to drop some bands on it to really
cake bands.
Look good as,
So what I'm trying to tell y'all, man, my man said 10. We can holler at 10 people when it comes to this, CPN before this stuff kicks off. This is June 6th. It's a wrap, man. And I even feel a certain way about my joints, and that's like older, you know what I'm saying, than 6 months. So, really, at the end of the day, I'm gonna let y'all know, man. You can't say I didn't warn you. Everything that I know, put it out there, especially if it's public worthy. This is definitely public worthy. I put aside the other topic that I was gonna do to put this out here. I think it deserved, obviously, its own whole entire show. So, like I said, if you was ever trying to do that dance and you more like me, you want to be less confrontational in the public and not really try to argue or get into these fools, trying to educate them about the lack of the necessity on the federal level to submit or furnish a Social Security number, get into this controversial conversation, back and forth debate about what the term issue is and if you were issued, so like all this stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're anything like me, I like to breeze in there, you know what I'm saying? Show them some identification, tell them a number, you know what I'm saying? They run the credit, and the dance is luxurious. I'm not into that confrontational stuff in the public, man. I'm too hood, man. I lose it, and I'll ruin the next 5 years of my life or something like that. So I ain't getting down like that. Like I know what I can handle.
Man.
What up?
I'm gonna tell them the truth, man. I got my paperwork right. I'm gonna tell them the truth. I ain't gonna say too much, but the shortcut is going to get that passport, no social joint and using that as your identification. Order the card with the book